Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to do a review on Stephen King's The Wind Through the Keyhole. Now, with 11/22/63, the book he wrote before this, I have to say I was kind of impressed with it because it was a book that Stephen King had recently written that I actually liked. His other recent books, like Under the Dome, Full Dark, No Stars, oh god, what's another recent one? I don't even know. Wasn't really impressed with them. The Wind Through the Keyhole, when I heard that it was a Dark Tower book when it first came out, I was kind of disappointed because I've never read a Dark Tower book. I tried to read The Gunslinger, got bored with it, like instantly. I do own The Gunslinger. I own Dark Tower 3, The Wastelands, and Dark Tower 4, The Wizard in Glass. Now, when I bought this, I actually watched a review by Big Boy Reviews, and if you've never read a Dark Tower book before, or if you've only read, if you haven't read all of them, there's a foreword in here, and Stephen King says you can read this without reading any of the other Dark Tower books. It's a standalone story. And the foreword tells you kind of how the world of the Dark Tower series and the characters. And Stephen King says that this book should be shelved between Wizard and Glass and The Wolves of the Kala, which makes it, I suppose, Dark Tower 4.5. Now, I think that's not true, because the entire time I was reading this, I really didn't even know what was going on. I am disappointed. I am sorry to say that I am very disappointed in Stephen King. I really, honestly, cannot even tell you what this damn book is about. All I know, it features the characters. We have Roland. Hold on, it's in the foreword. I barely even remember. Okay, Roland's Cadet, Eddie, Susanna, and Jake. And the foreword gives you kind of like a description of what has been going on for the past 4 books. And I guess I'm just not interested in this kind of book. But Stephen King, I like more of his horror stories or ghost stories or like supernatural stuff. The adventure books like this, or there was another one that I didn't really like. Oh god, I don't even know, but I'm not interested in Stephen King's, I guess, adventure books or books that aren't really scary, excluding 11/22/63. See, I wouldn't recommend reading this unless you have read at least the first 4 Dark Tower books, or maybe even 3, because I have no idea. Again, before I had read this, I knew nothing about the Dark Tower series, none of the characters or nothing. I picked this up because it merely had Stephen King's name on it, and I wanted to get his most recent book. And this is a short one, and I was thankful for that. It's only 307 pages long. This took me about 2 or 3 weeks to read. I read it all the time. There were parts that it got kind of exhilarating, but I guess the main thing that I was confused about was, I get what happens in the story, I just don't get how the Dark Tower world works, or like any background information on Roland or Jake or Susanna. I don't know anything, and I do want to read the Dark Tower because people have said it's good. I mean, I know a friend of mine read the first 3. He didn't like them that much, and then again, he's never read any other Stephen King. But yeah, I wasn't impressed with The Wind Through the Keyhole. I am looking forward to his new book, I think it's called Joyland, and it's about a killer in a amusement park. And I am looking forward to Dr. Sleep. The Shining, even though it was probably one of the most boring books I've ever read, there are moments in that book where I was like, holy shit. I mean, pretty good book in a lot of parts. Dr. Sleep is a vampire story, and I do want to read Salem's Lot, which people have said it is a good vampire story, but we'll have to wait on that. Joyland doesn't come out until, I think it's April of next year, so we still have a long ways away. But yeah, The Wind Through the Keyhole, you know, you can, I mean, it is a standalone book. It has its own story. I hope you understand. I do get what the story is about. I don't get how the Dark Tower world works, or how some of the stuff in this book is possible. I suppose I just have to read the Dark Tower books, and then I will reread this, and maybe I will understand what happens. But yeah, that's The Wind Through the Keyhole. I do want to read Bag of Bones. I started to read Bag of Bones the beginning of my sophomore year, which was this past year. I got to a part in the book where I got bored with it, so I put it down and never finished it, and I ended up reading Christine. And I watched the miniseries, and I loved the miniseries. I watched it with my mom, and my mom was blown away by it, and even my dad was. And my dad is a hard person to get blown away by a movie or TV show. I was reading the back of the Bag of Bones book, and I already noticed like 3 different changes from the miniseries. So there was something that Mr. Wild194 / Michael Kelly said. I believe it was him. He said that, say you read a book or a miniseries, you watch a miniseries or a movie based on a book, and you've never read the book is like the director's cut. Now that could be a good or a bad thing, because sometimes it is a long and boring director's cut, like the one for Apocalypse Now. I hated that. But hopefully when I read the book, I will get kind of a more idea of what Bag of Bones is about. Like Pierce Brosnan's casting as Mike Noonan, I was kind of questioning that. I love him as an actor, it's just Pierce Brosnan is a British guy, and Mike Noonan, I believe, is American. So, I don't know. It's weird casting. But the miniseries was good, and I want to read Bag of Bones next. But that's my review on The Wind Through the Keyhole, and I'll see you guys later.